Jesús entrañadas de Cristo.
Today's title for April 5th, The Power of Prayer. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in a prayer and believe that you have received it, it will be yours. When a lot of people pray, they just recite the same prayer again and again. In fact, in some religions, this is the customary way to do things, but many of us just get in the same blessing and of a habit to calling what's her name or some prayer to only pray when need or want. Have you ever noticed that our prayers usually consist more requests than thank yous? Why do you think that is? I can remember when I was about 10 years old that I asked God to help my mom to stop smoking, and it never happened. Sometimes we don't get what we want, but when we want it, and sometimes we think that God is not going to answer the prayer, that God is not going to answer a prayer, but instead of pondering on the prayers that He hasn't answered, we should take time to praise Him for the ones He has. We thought everything had gone great, but then a week later she had ended up in the hospital, and I was worried, so sick that even a week after I went home for a Christmas break, and I found out that my mom has been scheduled for another surgery, which would be on Monday after I left for campus. I then found out that I couldn't be there, and that Monday I prayed so hard as I usually do because the most risky surgery offers the most promise, and that was the option that my mom chose. But during those 9 hours and 27 minutes, I prayed more than I usually do. And I usually do in a month. About a week later, my mom was able to go to work again, and now she's perfectly healthy and working out again. And like she loves to do, she has stopped smoking, and it was around and working out, like she loves to do. But then I had realized that God had answered my prayers from so many years ago. The next time you think about the prayers He hasn't answered, try to praise Him for the ones He has, and because you never know when He's going to answer your next prayer. Thank you for listening.